I must say this though, we are in the best era for supply chain. I know for all the wrong reasons we remember COVID. One of the good reasons we should be remembering COVID is that accelerated a lot of innovation focused into supply chain. Like a lot of awareness was created during COVID time frame, and that innovation hasn't stopped. Few areas which I do want to touch on in terms of where I'm seeing a lot of traction these days. One is like you talked about the digital twin concept. It's coming up big in supply chain because now the supply chain is so dynamic in nature that today is not same as yesterday and is not same as tomorrow. And back in the days, if you would remember, most of the retailers would have one peak season. Thanksgiving, rest of the year is like even flow. But now, if you look at customers, my first peak is in November, my second peak is in somewhere in March, April, and then we have a back to school. And even the normal volume is almost as big as peak volume. So a lot of these things are forcing the retailers to come up with innovative solutions. So you touched on the delivery model. Couple of years ago, UPS and FedEx were at capacity. They stopped taking packages from customers. But then everybody felt a need that we need some innovation in there. Can we do parcel carrier diversification? That became the thing. Like for the last 2-3 years, every customer I talked to doing regional, how can we quickly onboard a new regional carrier? So parcel carrier diversification became one of the big trends in the industry and continue to be so. Now, if you look at the last year itself, there are so many smaller parcel carriers have popped up that UPS and FedEx have changed their strategy. Like they have taken a U-turn and they're going back to the customers and trying to win the customers. Second, if you look at our fulfillment centers, historically, even up until now, most of our fulfillment centers are operating on a waterfall methodology, meaning the orders have dropped, you release the orders to the floor. Once you have released, you are reacting to the output of that wave. Like, okay, how many pickers do I need? How many packers do I need? Do I take the orders to VAS? Do I have e-com? Like different flows and all. So that's what I call as a waterfall. More and more customers are coming and asking, what are the best orders to release to the floor? Not once released and you try to optimize. A lot of optimization tools. Like, hey, here are 100 orders which we have released. Let's optimize that. Let optimize your picking. But I don't want to optimize my picking. I want to look at my picking density first and then come back and say, hey, I want to pick those orders because these orders are going to give me the max pick density. So that trend is coming up. And so far, I can tell you, even the greatest of WMS do not have that functionality built in. Can you look at my fulfillment center and what I call it a constraint-based fulfillment, because I have certain constraints in the DC, use those constraints to decide what my best order pool is. Third one, which I feel is like the lean automation or robotics. Solutions like AutoStore, they are making big news for all the right reasons, like the space consolidation, the picking efficiency. People want to work with the robots. It's so much faster. Error rates have gone down. One of our key customers, Northern Tools Plus Equipment, when we did the AutoStore implementation with them, and I was doing a post-audit walk on the floor, and the best feedback I received from the supervisor in that area, his associates from other areas are coming and asking me, when can we be trained to work in this area? We want to work here because we see this as a career growth. It's so much brighter here. Life is so much better in this part. So to me, what I told Northern Tool is that to me, that's a successful project. One of the things which I'm also noticing and seeing is a lot of these customers are becoming conscious about their supply chain footprint. So sustainability is going to be a big...
I hear a lot too about sustainability.
Packaging, how am I using reusable components and tying its sustainability to also taking it to post-purchase experience. Earlier it used to be how is your purchasing experience, and now it's post-purchase experience. When a box is delivered to you, are you seeing a half box fill and a half as a dunnage, or things like that. Presentation is important.